Search engine optimization or SEO is one of those things that most e-commerce founders know that they should be doing, but very few actually understand how to do well. And I get it. SEO sounds technical, slow, and a bit old school in a world dominated by Instagram reels and influencer campaigns. But let's clear that up right now. SEO is not just about ranking for keywords; it's about being discoverable at the exact moment your ideal customer is actively looking for something you offer. And in that moment, if your site is visible, you're not just present, but truly visible. You're in a position to win traffic without paying for it. That is the magic of SEO. It's like planting seeds that grow while you are asleep. So let's bring this into focus for e-commerce. When someone types best air purifier for Delhi pollution into Google, they're not just browsing, they're problem aware. They're likely ready to make a decision. If your D2C brand sells purifiers and your website has content that answers that question clearly, you've just won a high intent visitor for free. No ad spend, no pushy sales tactic, just being in the right place at the right time. That's the long game of SEO. You do the work once and it keeps bringing people in again and again. Now if you're thinking, but wait, my site is already live, doesn't that mean I'm on Google? Technically yes, but not in a meaningful way. Just existing on the internet doesn't mean you are optimized. In fact, most Shopify and WooCommerce stores are discoverable only by brand name, which means if someone doesn't already know who you are, they'll never find you. Real SEO means optimizing your entire site, product pages, blog content, meta description, image tags, even your site structure, so that search engines understand what you are about and why you should rank above competitors. And more importantly, it's about doing this in a way that genuinely helps users. Because Google doesn't just rank what's technically optimized, it ranks what's useful. So let us start with the foundation keyword intent. In e commerce, this is everything. Not all keywords are created equal. For example, how to choose the right protein powder is very different from buy whey protein online India. The first is informational, the user is researching. The second is transactional, the user is ready to purchase. Now, both are valuable, but they serve different roles. The informational keyword is great for blog posts and guides. The transactional one should be targeted only on your product pages, landing pages, and maybe even category collections. If your site can speak to both educate and convert, you're building a search strategy that attracts at every stage of the funnel. So, another concrete example that I would like to give you guys is, let's say you run a Shopify store selling ergonomic chairs. Most new stores will only target keywords like ergonomic chair, ergonomic office chair, or best chair for back pain on their product pages. That's a start, but it's not enough. You also want blog content around related searches like how to set up an ergonomic workstation or office chair versus gaming chair for back support. These articles might not convert right away, but they bring in people who are thinking about the problem. And if your brand is the one giving them clarity, you have earned trust before they even hit your product page. So later, when they are ready to buy, they will remember you, not the 10 random Amazon listings they scrolled past. So now let's talk about something that is often overlooked: site architecture. This is just a fancy way of saying how is your site organized. Can Google easily crawl and understand your content? Do your product categories make sense? Is there a clear path from your homepage to your collections to individual items? So, for example, on Shopify, if you create clean nested URLs like yourstore.com slash furniture slash office chairs slash ergonomic chair, that structure tells Google what the page is about and how it fits in your site hierarchy. Compare that to a messy URL like yourstore.com slash product question mark. You know, This gives no context. Clean architecture improves SEO. It also improves user experience. And when both of those line up, Google rewards you. Another piece of the puzzle is on the page is on-page SEO. And this is where you have the most control. That includes your page titles, meta descriptions, headers, product descriptions, all text for images, and internal linking. It sounds like a lot, but it's not the complicated once you get the rhythm. Let's break it down. Your page title is what shows up in Google results. Make it clear, keyword rich, and specific. Not just shop now or product page, but ergonomic office chair with lumbar support. Free shipping in India. The meta description should be enticing, like an ad, but organic. The alt text on your product images should describe what's in the image, not for style, but for Google's sake. Think black ergonomic chair with mesh back support, not cool chair, or worse, leaving it blank. And internal linking, that's simply guiding users and search engines from one page to another within your site. If someone is reading a blog about back pain, link link to your best selling ergonomic chair. If someone's browsing your standing desk, link to an article on the benefits of standing while working. These links keep people engaged, reduce bounce rates, and signal to Google that your site is a helpful interconnected resource, not just a list of isolated pages. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful yet underutilized SEO strategies for e-commerce brands. Um, Think of a content cluster like a mini library around one theme. You pick a core topic that your audience cares about, say, for example, back health for remote workers. And then you build multiple supporting articles around it. One could be five stretches to reduce back pain, while working another could be standing desk versus ergonomic chair. What works better? And maybe a third one titled How to Set Up Your Home Office Ergonomically. Each one links back to your main product page, says for your ergonomic chair. When Google sees all these pages, related pieces of content pointing to a single relevant product, it sees your site as an authority on that topic, not just a store selling things. This improves your topical relevance, keeps people on your site longer, and builds what's called semantic depth, which search engines love. So let's ground this with a real brand. Take Wakefit, for example. They sell mattresses, but their blog isn't just about buying a mattress. It covers sleep hygiene, productivity tips, how sleep affects posture, and even home decor ideas. Why? Because all those topics are connected to the lifestyle their product fits into. The result, they're not just a seller, they're a resource. That's the difference between a product listing and a brand people come back to. And that's exactly what good SEO strategy enables. So let's shift gears to something technical now, but absolutely which is essential, which is site speed and mobile performance. Google cares about this more than ever. In fact, if your website takes longer than 3 seconds to load, and you're already losing potential rankings and customers, obviously. Especially in India, where many users are still on mid-tier data, or older phones, a slow site can destroy your SEO performance. So, what is the solution behind it? Compress your images, limit unnecessary animation, remove unused apps or plugins, and make sure your theme is lightweight. If you're on Shopify, there are built-in tools and apps to help you compress images automatically. On WooCommerce, you can use caching plugins and hosting optimization to get the same effect. This is not just good for SEO, it also reduces bounce rate and improves conversion. Speaking of mobile now, Google now uses mobile first indexing, which means it ranks your site based on the mobile version first, not desktop. So your product pages, buttons, navigation, and content all need to look sharp and load quickly on a phone screen. If you ever had a page where the product image overlaps with the price on mobile, or where the add to cart button gets pushed below the fold, that's not a bad user experience. It is a ranking issue. And fixing it can give you a quick SEO boost without writing a single blog post. Now let's talk about major trust signal in SEO, which is called backlinks. A backlink is when another website links to yours. In Google eyes, that's a vote of confidence. If a high authority blog news site or even a customer review site links to your product page or content, it tells Google that your site is worth visiting. In the more quality backlinks you have, the more likely you are to outrank competitors, even if they've got similar content. So, how do you get them? Start by reaching out to bloggers in your niche and offering to collaborate. Maybe they can test your product and write about it, or contribute guest posts to larger content site where you can link back to your store. You can even create original research like a survey on sleep habits in urban India and publish the results. Sites love to link to data, and even getting listed on marketplaces, forums on comparisons, blogs can give you those early backlinks that move the needle. But don't try to game the system. Never buy backlinks or participate in spammy link schemes. Google is smarter than that, definitely. And if your site gets flagged, you could lose rankings overnight. Focus on earning backlinks the right way through real value, real content, and real relationships. That's slow, yes, but remember, SEO is slow on purpose. The people who stick with it are the ones who benefit most from it. And while we are on the topic of value, let's not forget about user behavior signals. These are things like bounce rate, time on page, pages per session, metrics that tell Google how users are interacting with your site. People are landing on your blog post and hitting back the button in 5 seconds. That's a bad sign. But if they are staying, scrolling, clicking around, or going from your blog to a product, that tells Google your content is helpful. So when you create content, don't just focus on keywords, focus on experience. Break up text with visuals, add real customer stories, embedded videos showing how your product works, include FAQs directly on your product pages, and always guide the visitor to the next action. Don't make them guess what to do next. Let's now explore how product pages themselves can be SEO gold mines if you treat them as more than just listings. Oh, e-commerce stores think of a product page as purely transaction. Just a title, a price, a few bullet points, maybe one image, and that's it. But in the world of SEO, product pages are content pages, and every element from the name of the product to how you describe it matters a lot. Start with the product title. Don't just call your items classic t-shirt. That means nothing to Google. Instead, use keywords that are people are actually searching a better title. Men's cotton, round neck classic t-shirt, black. It's still readable, still clear for users, but it gives search engines much more context. Think about how your user might search cotton t-shirt for men or round neck black tee, and make sure those variations are naturally reflected in your title and description. Next, let's discuss about the product description. This is where most stores either get lazy or too generic. Remember, Google can't see your product. It can't feel your fabric or test your device. It only understands the words on the page, so give it context. Talk about the material, use case, design inspiration, and who it is perfect for. If it's a yoga mat, don't just say non flip surface. Say this non slip eco friendly yoga mat gives extra grip during hot yoga sessions, ideal for home workouts, studios, or travel. You're not just adding fluff here, you're adding such relevant terms that help your page ranks better. Also, always include unique content. If you're reselling a brand's product, don't just copy their default description. Google penalizes duplicate content across domains. Write your own version, even if it is based on the same features, so your product page is original in Google's eyes. So now let us talk about image in SEO. This is absolutely huge for e-commerce stores. Google Images is its own discovery channel. People often browse photos when looking for products, especially fashion, decor, beauty, or lifestyle items. So first, name your images properly. Instead of uploading 0123, rename it to black cotton round neck main t-shirt JPG. Then write An accurate alt text, something like men's black cotton round neck t-shirt displayed on model, that not only helps Google index your product, but it's also essential for your accessibility, making your site inclusive for users with screen readers. And don't forget about structured data, also called schema markup. This is a technical layer you add to your product pages so Google understands that a page is a product with a price, availability status, rating, and more. It's what makes your listing show up in search with stars, price info, or in stock. Shopify does this fairly well out of the box, but you can also use apps or plugins to enhance it. WooCommerce users can install structured data plugins that format all the technical fields properly. And why does all of this matter? Because enhanced listing get more clicks and higher CTR sends a positive signal to Google. Moving on, let's talk about category pages, which are often overlooked. These are your collection pages like men's shoes or organic skincare. These are not just funnels to more products, they are SEO assets. Many users search for broad terms like best office chairs under 10,000 or affordable skincare for oily skin. Your category pages can rank for these terms, but only if they are optimized. That means having a custom title, a short intro paragraph, and a description that uses relevant keywords all above or below your grid. Don't just let it be a blank page with thumbnails. So, a very simple tip here, think of each category page as a mini landing page. Add a helpful headline, a short description, and maybe a link to a related blog post. Not only does this help SEO, but it gives you your users more clarity on what the page is about and what makes your brand different. So let's quickly touch down upon URL structure and navigation, which play a subtle but a powerful role in SEO. Your URLs should be clean, descriptive, and human readable. That means avoid long strings of numbers or parameters. Instead of, for example, yourstore.com slash products slash 1234 ABC XYZ, it should be yourstore.com slash products slash ergonomic chairs, something like this. Shopify and WooCommerce both allow for customizable URLs. Just make sure you're not changing them frequently after publishing, unless you set up proper redirects. Broken links or frequent changes can hurt your rankings. And in terms of navigation, make sure your menu includes links to your top categories, not just shop or products. Google crawls from the top to down, so anything buried in too many clicks takes longer to rank. A flat site structure where most pages are accessible with 2 or 3 clicks from the homepage helps both users and search engines find what they need faster. And let's not forget about site search and filters. If you're using faceted search like filtering by size, color, brand, etc., make sure those filter pages aren't creating duplicate content. On Shopify, many of these filtered URLs can be set to no index so Google doesn't get confused. On WooCommerce, you can use SEO plugins to manage indexation. The idea is simple. You want Google to focus on your high value pages, not waste its scroll budget on 20 version of the same product, just with different sizes. Let's close this out by talking about measurement, because SEO isn't just about doing the right things, it's about knowing what's actually working, and that means using the right tools. The first one you absolutely need is Google Search Console. This tool shows you exactly which queries are bringing people to your site, which pages are getting impressions or clicks, and where you rank for different keywords. It's not instant. SEO is never ever instant. But over time, it gives you the clearest picture of how Google sees your site. You'll be able to track improvements, spot drops, and identify content opportunities just by checking your performance tab regularly. The second must have tool is Google Analytics, which gives you deeper insights into user behavior. You can track how long people stay on your product pages, what percentage of them scroll, where they drop off, and how many end up converting. For example, if you have a blog post that's bringing in a lot of organic traffic, but no one's clicking through to products, maybe you need a better internal link or a clear CTA. GA4 can help you catch that. Another helpful habit is to track your rankings for your most important keywords once a week or once a month, not obsessively but consistently. Use tools like SEMrush, RF, or even free extension like Keywords Everywhere. This tells you if your optimizations are paying off or if a competitor is outranking you and why. And don't just track vanity keywords, track intent driven ones, the kind that your buyers actually search when they are close to purchase. Finally, remember this: SEO compounds. The work you do today might not pay off tomorrow or even next week. But if you're consistent, if you publish helpful content, optimize your product pages, build links naturally, and make your site fast and mobile friendly, it builds momentum. And that momentum starts to free you from the endless paid ad treadmill. You start attracting visitors who trust you before they even land. You start ranking not because you gamed the system, but because you deserve to. And in the digital commerce, that's one of the most powerful positions to be in. So, whether you're just starting out or scaling fast, make SEO a part of your long term playbook. I am sure you will not regret it.